All right, so we will go ahead and get started. Hello, my name is Jasmine Brown, and I am your host for the Bureau of Land Management's virtual public hearing today for the Warrior Met Coal LBA. I will take a moment to cover some Zoom logistics for this hearing. Please be advised that this hearing will be recorded. You will be automatically muted when you enter the public hearing. If you wish to speak and are attending by computer, you can raise your hand by hovering over your name under Attendees on the right hand of the screen and selecting Raise Hand. If you are attending via phone, you can raise your hand by dialing *9. If you are using a phone or for audio and are sitting near a computer, I advise you to not have the phone near the computer. That will help reduce audio feedback. If you get the message that you have an unstable internet connection, it can help to move your computer closer to your modem. The closer your computer is to your modem, the stronger your internet signal and bandwidth. If you run into additional technical difficulties or problems related to Zoom, please reach out to me with the chat. You can also contact Joe Edmonds at 601-760-9932 or jwedmonds@blm.gov. We ask that members of the public please be courteous and respectful. No strong or offensive language. We understand that this can be an emotional time for everyone, and we appreciate your cooperation. There will be a 2-minute comment section at the end of the presentation for those that would like to make a comment related to the LBA. Now, I would like to introduce you to Bob Swithers, our Southeastern States District Manager.
Well, good afternoon. I want to welcome you all to this public hearing for Cassidy Coal, a lease by application. My name is Robert Swithers, the District Manager of the Southeastern States District Office, Bureau of Land Management. The Southeastern States District Office has the BLM jurisdiction over the federal mineral estate for the 11 states adjacent and east of the Mississippi River, which includes the state of Alabama. The purpose of this hearing is to deliver some project-specific information for the Cassidy Coal LBA project. The BLM district mineral staff has prepared a presentation for the public hearing detailing the operations and project impacts. The presentation will be provided by Randall Mills, our district mining engineer, and the lead for the project for the Southeastern States District Office. Upon completion of the presentation, the public will have an opportunity to comment. The presentation will also provide points of contact for communication to include our websites and our portals for commenting on the project, as well as the environmental analysis. So again, welcome and thank you for your interest in the Cassidy Coal LBA project. And at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Randall Mills, our mining engineer. Take it away, Randall.
Okay, thank you. Here we go. Your screen. Give me just a second to start this thing up again. There we go. My name is Randall Mills, mining engineer, some geology background. We'll go over authority, reasons for this hearing, a bit on the geology and mining methods, and we'll touch on the fair market value, maximum economic recovery, and the EA. Leasing authorities is under the Mineral Leasing Act of 1920 as amended. The Federal Land Policy and Management Act of 1976. And the Mining and Minerals Policy of 1970. Give you just a second to read some of that extra stuff.
Joe, this is Bob. I was wondering if anybody else can see that because I can't see his presentation.
Randall, do you need me to share the presentation or were you going to share it yourself?
I did share it.
We're not seeing it.
Okay, let me back up here. Recording. Share screen. Can you see me now?
No. Do you want me to share it for you, Randall?
I guess so. I don't understand.
Right. Mm-hmm. Oops. All right, bring it up right now for you. Just a second here. Randall, it looks like you already have your screen up.
That's what I thought I did. Let me try it again then.
You need to open the presentation.
Did the presentation, Shane. I'm sorry, Randall.
Can you see that now?
Yes, thank you.
Joe, can you see this?
Yes, we can see it, Randall. Continue.
Okay. I'm going to back up, at least this far. You heard me mention the leasing authorities. I'll give you just a second to read this slide. And I apologize for the problems there. Okay, moving ahead. This public hearing is for the Cassidy Coal Track. It's conducted under 43 CFR 3425.4A1. Prior to holding a coal lease sale in response to an application, the public hearing shall be held on the environmental assessment or statement, the proposed sale, and the fair market value and maximum economic recovery on the proposed lease track. So the day after this presentation, we'll be opening up to receive comments on those items. This hearing was announced as required in the Federal Register notice published August 20th, 2020. In addition, it ran for 2 weeks in a local newspaper. The Cassidy Track is in northeast Tuscaloosa County, Alabama, and the general area is shown on this county map, primarily on the west side of the Black Warrior River. The track is shown here in yellow blocks of about 40 acres each. They're scattered within the proposed mining area. The white blocks are private coal. The total federal acreage is about 5,704 acres. The mineral state has been separated from the surface. This is commonly known as split estate. All of the surface is in private ownership. The Warrior Coal Basin of Alabama covers all or part of 13 counties. The approximate location of the Cassidy Track is the red dot on this map. The coal seams are found in what is known as the Pottsville Formation. The stratigraphic column on the left shows the coal seam and coal seams in the Black Warrior Basin. The layer of interest is the Mary Lee Group, right here. containing the Blue Creek and the Mary Lee coal seams. In the upper right, both the Mary Lee and Blue Creek will be taken along with whatever rock is needed for mining height. And this is a picture taken underground, just to give you an idea of what it looks like. The coal is a low volatile bituminous metallurgical coal. It has low ash, low sulfur, and high heating value. Average seam thickness is about 4.5 feet. The mine will operate at 1,600 to 1,900 feet of depth. The estimated federal coal reserve is 15.8 million tons. These are short tons. The estimated recoverable federal coal is about 13 million tons. This picture shows a longwall working face. On the left side is the coal face. The white glare is light reflection off water sprays that are on the shear. The shields support the immediate roof to provide a safe working area. Coal is cut by the shear and transported across the face to a belt. And that goes out to the belt system and to the vertical shaft and is raised to the surface to a preparation plant. The Cassidy area will be an extension of the number 4 mine, and coal will be transported underground, then up to the surface to the present preparation plant. A room and pillar system is used to prepare blocks or panels of coal for the longwall system. The longwall is set up in the starter entry, in this case at the top of the drawing. During mining, the longwall travels the length of the panel, and the roof strata behind the shields caves and expands as rubble into the void space. The longwall panel can be 800 to 1,200 feet wide, sometimes wider. Length is determined by the quality of the panel, assuming no faults, no thin spots of coal, and of course the expected wear of the equipment, which wears out eventually. As the longwall shear cuts coal across the face, the shields are moved forward to keep the roof at the face supported and the miners safe. Upper left is a continuous miner. This is used for the room and pillar mining. Coal is loaded into a shuttle car that travels between the miner and the belt header, loading the coal on trip for the trip out of the mine. This graph shows coal bed methane wells that were drilled in the Cassidy tract over the past 30 years and showing production. From about 1989 to 2018, this methane was sold as natural gas. So air circulating in the mine for people to breathe and to remove dust and gases will not have a lot of methane in it because of this. This methane's already been removed over the past 30 years, and there'll be much less methane vented during mining. Production is planned at 2.5 million tons per year on average. This coal is expected to be exported for the metallurgical market. The direct employment expected is about 450 jobs, indirect about 900 jobs. The federal royalty for underground coal mining is 8%. State severance tax is 16 cents per ton. This list and the next slide was published in the Federal Register notice in newspapers. Your comment is not limited to what's on this list. The BLM is required by statute to receive fair market value for use of the public's resources. The estimate of fair market value is prepared in accordance with standard valuation methods, and the fair market value is strictly confidential. This value is specifically defined as the amount of cash or on terms reasonably equivalent to cash, for which in all probability the property would be sold by a knowledgeable owner who is willing but not obligated to sell to a knowledgeable purchaser who desires but is not obligated to buy. Okay. The federal mineral royalty payments go directly to the U.S. Treasury. Half of the payment then goes to the state, which in this case will be Alabama. Just to give you somewhat of a notion of what this means, picking a number out of the air, say 120 tons over 25 years at 2.5 million tons per year and 8% royalty, that's about $600 million. 300 million goes to the state over 25 years, or 12 million per year. And this is strictly an estimate. The winning bidder for the lease will submit a resource recovery and protection plan, or simply a mine plan, as we call it. This will be the final basis for recoverable coal and will determine the maximum economic recovery with its approval. The draft EA for the project is on the BLM's e-planning website available to view. Written comments can be uploaded to the website as well. If you'd like to make a comment, please raise your electronic hand. Please limit your verbal comment to 2 minutes. Written comment can still be submitted until midnight tonight. And thank you for your attention. That ends my presentation. If anybody would like to make a comment, please raise your hand.
All right, Patrick, I see that you have your hand raised. I'm going to go ahead and unmute you.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Well, I'm Patrick Cagle. I'm president of the Alabama Coal Association. I appreciate y'all allowing me to speak, and I also appreciate y'all's innovation in hosting this meeting virtually. We've all had to find a lot of flexibility in our operations, and I commend y'all for doing the same. I'll be brief and appreciate the presentation. Just want to share a little bit about Alabama's coal industry in general. 80% of the coal mined in Alabama currently is metallurgical coal, the same grade of coal that this proposed lease involves. And what that means is this is coal that's used to make steel. In fact, it's some of the highest quality metallurgical coal in the world. This coal, almost all of this coal, if this lease is offered, it will go along with almost all of the other met coal produced in Alabama, which is exported to steel makers around the world. Some of that steel comes back in the U.S. market. In fact, some of it comes back in Alabama. That coal, met coal will be used to make this steel no matter where it's produced. Produced in, here in Alabama will support, high-paying jobs. Currently, there's 3,000 direct miners employed in Alabama's coal industry. And those that work in underground mines, such as the type of longwall mine where this coal would be mined, make well over $100,000, which is 1.6 times the average, pay that other Alabamians receive. So it has a direct and significant impact on Alabama. Met coal also produces half the revenue for the Port of Alabama. So there are a lot of interdependent jobs. I think this is a positive thing, and hope that this lease, is offered to the current bidder. Appreciate y'all allowing me to speak. Thank you.
Thank you, Patrick. And I will also like to let the participants know that we will be on the line and available for comments until 6 p.m. If, yes. Are there any other comments? If there are any more comments, all you have to do is raise your hand. All right, well, if there aren't any other comments, we have concluded our presentation. Just a reminder, we will be online until 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we'd like to thank you for joining the virtual public hearing this evening.
Jasmine, are you back in the hearing?
Yes, I'm here.
Did you want to make some sort of a statement for the two attendees we have?
Yes, hello, Catherine and Akumi. We will be online until 6 p.m. Central Standard Time for comments. Just as a reminder, you can put your comments in the Q&A, or if you would like to say your comment, just raise your hand and we'll unmute you for a 2-minute comment session. Just want to make another announcement that we will be open for comments for 10 additional minutes. So if you have a comment, feel free to raise your hand, or if you prefer, you can type in your comment in the Q&A box. I'd like to make another announcement that we will be accepting comments for an additional 5 minutes. So if you have a comment, feel free to type your comment in the Q&A box, or if you would like to say your comment, press the raise your hand icon, and we will give the mic to you. Just want to check to see if anyone else has any more comments. right, well, comments will be due by midnight tonight, and we would like to thank everyone for participating in this public hearing.